scrumping would be a good word for biologists for describing the consumption of fruits on the planet. And the nice thing about it is Gothic artists were already attuned to this because they showed monkeys eating fruits on the ground in most of their homes. So I just want to make the case.
No, that's very interesting. So by medieval artists, are you making a distinction between the artists who had such depictions prior to 1499 or after? So
Really,
after. So that's I don't know whether that would be because medieval would presuppose the impossibility of discovering completely.
okay, I do say Middle Ages and I do say to refer to the
Gothic,
tradition.
I do think would be an appropriate qualifier.
That's a good point. I'm pretty sure I don't use the word medieval, but I'll double check.
And if some database can be used to determine the acceleration of evolution, the variance, which would also buttress your case.
They still use it in Dutch. They still say scripting for fruits that are slightly overripe.
But again, how many of those overripe fruit do indeed ferment in a way that renders them analogous to
That's the open question. It's hard to measure performance in the field, just because vapor pressure is so variable. It's kind of how you have to do it. It's what they have to just emit from the fruit and measure it in headspace. Well, we contacted our colleagues who studied chimpanzees and gorillas, and sure enough, 30% of time spent eating fruit on fruit is on the So, I mean, with the orangutans and humans, it's practically none. So there is a pretty big behavioral difference between those games, as suspected based on the gene.
Are orangutans or arboreally adapted? That is, they climb.
Far more arboreal than gorillas or chimpanzees. Even though they're the same body size, they compensate in several ways. So we refer to them as being because their foot has just as much dexterity as their hand. And so when they're in the canopy, they have about 4 points of contact. That's enough to distribute your weight in 4 places. It's enough to minimize risk.
I think I'm supposed to spend the sun better
Business.
over here doing, you know, picking things up. You're over here picking things up.
We're good? Okay, so you will, now it's time for a fanfare, right? Okay, five to the end, yeah.
The academic procession will begin now.
Good morning. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I am proud to welcome you to the 2025 commencement at Dartmouth College. And let me offer a special welcome to all the fathers and father figures in the audience. Happy Father's Day. We thank the families and friends who have traveled from around the world to join us in Hanover today. And we thank all of our guests and graduates for your cooperation ensuring all speakers can be heard, views of the stage remain unobstructed, and students are able to cross the stage without delay or disruption. All of us here today are expected to abide by Dartmouth policies and these common rules of conduct and community to help ensure everyone can fully enjoy and participate in today's celebration. Again, it is my honor to welcome you all to Dartmouth's 255th commencement. I'd now like to introduce Sydney Hoos and Emma Tsosi, co-presidents of the Native Americans at Dartmouth, for a special welcome.
Heo anat aiwiae pahui paka yo nachlet aicha inwel te ta yo tawia chachen chalbanad at mawa mae chenaho poha anamiao po poha emiao ke. Hello everyone, my name is Shining Water or Emma Tsosi. I'm from Pickery's Pueblo and I live in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Welcome.
Osio, Sydney Hoos, Daguadoa, Jiglalagi, Anajeswa, Gayowi. Hello, my name is Sydney Hoos. I am from the Cherokee Nation and from the Bird Clan. I'm Skitty Pawnee and Chickasaw. I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I'm honored to be here today with you all.
We gather here today on the unceded and ancestral homelands of the Abenaki people to celebrate with a college that was originally founded for the education of Native youth. In 1743, a young Mohegan man, Samson Occam, was inspired by a Narragansett preacher, Samuel Niles, to pursue his education at Reverend Eleazar Wheelock's school. Occam would go on to become a minister and educator in Indian country.
The Reverends Occam and Wheelock agreed that the Mohegan preacher would travel to raise funds in Britain for the express purpose of educating Indigenous tribes on this continent. Occam accomplished this goal, but Wheelock and the college did not. Over the next 200 years, only 19 Native students graduated from the college before the 13th president of Dartmouth, John George Kimney, reignited the original mission of the college after Indigenous students and faculty advocated for this important change.
Since then, the college has begun to rededicate itself to its original charter and has matriculated over 1,000 Native American students. Woo! Dedication to serving and educating Indigenous people has always been an important and worthy venture, both in Occam and Wheelock's time and today as Dartmouth works to honor its history.
The initial aim of the college was to Christianize and civilize the Indian populations. However, the very things that we were meant to be stripped from Indigenous peoples, our cultural identities, only made us stronger and this place better. It is the diversity of Indigenous knowledge and backgrounds that truly makes Dartmouth valuable.
As we and this institution embark on our next chapters, we must remember to learn from and honor each other and our collective diversity with respect and kindness. Carrying ourselves with compassion for all beings is how we build strong communities at home, at Dartmouth, and across the globe.
On the unceded homelands of the Abenaki people, we are lucky to have had the privilege to learn from one another. Best to all your futures, class of 2025. Wado.
Enoho.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Nancy Vogel, and I am the college chaplain and the director of the William Jewett Tucker Center. I'd like to begin by acknowledging our absent loved ones we wish were here to celebrate with us today. Those dear to us who have passed away or are too sick or frail to be here, or could not get a visa or the finances to make it here to celebrate with you in person. We acknowledge them in order to honor them. And now to our graduates. You're going to hear this a lot today, but congratulations. You made it. You made it, and we are so proud of you. We are so proud of you. None of you is the same person you were when you arrived here. I hope not. You have grown in so many ways. May those who love you acknowledge and respect and celebrate that about you. May they honor all that you have become and are still becoming. Confucius said, "What greater joy can there be than putting into practice what you have learned?" As you go from this place, may you experience that joy of putting into practice all that you have learned here, in and out of the classroom. Learning that has taken you to the heights of ecstasy, and learning that has come from the depths of deep pain and disillusionment. Embrace the discontent and the anger and the tears, for they are powerful teachers. They will open up for you incredible ways to engage this world of ours, embroiled as it is with conflicts of all kinds. And so now that we send you out into this world of complex and overwhelming challenges, of wars, protests, political unrest, and greed, I offer you this blessing written for a graduation service many years ago by a Benedictine sister, Ruth Fox. May God bless you with discomfort. Discomfort at easy answers, half-truths, and superficial relationships so that you will live deep in your heart. May God bless you with anger. Anger at injustice, oppression, abuse, and exploitation of people so that you will work for justice, freedom, and peace. May God bless you with tears, tears to shed for those who suffer pain, rejection, starvation, and war, so that you will reach out your hand to comfort them and help turn their pain to joy. And may God bless you with foolishness. Enough foolishness to believe, as our honorary degree recipients do and have shown, that you can and must make a difference in this world, so that you, like them, will do what others are still saying cannot be done. Make us proud. Amen.
Madam President, on behalf of Dartmouth's faculties and pursuant to votes by the college's Board of Trustees, I present to you 7 remarkable individuals for conferring upon each of them the degree honoris causa. First, for the degree Doctor of Arts, David Benioff.
David Benioff, as a novelist, screenwriter, producer, and proud member of the Dartmouth class of 1992, you have reminded us that every part of the journey is worthwhile. At Dartmouth, you said you learned how to be part of a team through 4 years of rugby and 1 term as president of Phi Delta. You proved you were a natural leader. Yet it was also a senior year fellowship with Professor Ernie Herbert as you pursued your degree in English literature that had a profound impact on your future. Your journey has been anything but conventional, from a thesis on Samuel Beckett at Trinity College in Dublin, to working as a bouncer in San Francisco, radio DJ in Wyoming, and high school English teacher and wrestling coach in Brooklyn. Yet it is those varied life experiences and your willingness to explore new environments that have fueled your creative pursuits. While in Dublin, you met collaborator D.B. Weiss, with whom you would co-create the international sensation Game of Thrones. For 8 seasons and 73 episodes, you brought joy, excitement, sadness, and outright shock, we all remember the Red Wedding, to millions. Your work drove attention to an extraordinary cast of actors and created what remains a thriving fan community today. From your debut novel, The 25th Hour, to screenplays for Troy and The Kite Runner, to your work on Three-Body Problem, you've created art that resonates with people from all walks of life. You have remained an incredible champion of the arts at Dartmouth, supporting our work to reimagine the very same Hopkins Center where you once saw plays, movies, and student exhibitions. For introducing the outside world to the passions you nurtured here at Dartmouth, for paying it forward to the next generation, for reminding us perseverance leads to greatness. Dartmouth is proud to award you the honorary degree of Doctor of Arts.
For the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, Judy Geer.
Judy Geer, as a pioneer rower, Olympian, coach, engineer, and a Dartmouth double graduate from the college class of 1975 and Thayer class of 1983, you have reminded us all what it means to live a truly well-rounded life. You transferred to Dartmouth from Smith College in 1973, a year after Dartmouth opened up the college to women, and joined the newly founded women's rowing team. The rest is history. You led the team's first incarnation as a sculler and returned from 1977 to 1979 as a coach, even coaching your sister, Charlie, class of 1980. In between, you made history as Dartmouth's first female Olympian. You competed at the 1976 Games in Montreal before your selection for the 1980 and 1984 teams as well. In tandem with your partner, Dick, a fellow rower and Olympian, you have revolutionized rowing through your company, Concept 2, using every part of your Dartmouth education to shape the engineering, marketing, and software of the products, and bringing rowing to everyone from Olympians to amateur athletes at home. Through it all, you have exemplified what we mean when we say Dartmouth is for life. You've served as a great friend of Dartmouth rowing, skiing, swimming, and the Magnuson Center. You've done extraordinary work as a class officer, reunion giving co-chair, alumni interviewer. And you have truly made Dartmouth a family affair as the proud parent of Hannah, class of 2009, Thayer 2010, Emily, class of 2011, and Ethan, class of 2013, and Thayer 2015. For knocking down barriers so that others might follow, for inspiring the next generation of Dartmouth athletes and young people everywhere, for demonstrating a life of purpose and impact, Dartmouth is proud to award you the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
For the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, William Greason.
Upon contacting our next honorary recipient, we learned that at 100 years old, travel from his home in Birmingham, Alabama was no longer feasible. Reverend William Greason has led a life of profound significance, exemplifying the very ideals we hope our graduates will uphold. Earlier this year, in a gesture benefiting such a remarkable legacy, our athletics director, Mike Harity, traveled to Birmingham to personally confer the degree and to honor Reverend Greason in the presence of his beloved community.
Reverend Bill Greason, as a trailblazing service member, sportsman, community leader, and man of faith, you have lifted up your country and your community for more than 100 years. Through Montfort Point, you became one of the first black men to ever wear Marine Corps uniform. You served heroically abroad, saluting our country's flag as it was raised on Iwo Jima, and then came home determined to make that same country live up to its promise. Armed with an incredible curveball that I bet you still have. Do you? You still have a good curveball? Doubt it, doubts it. And a deep love for the game, you elevated not only the Birmingham Black Barons over at Rickwood Field, but all of American baseball. You made it your mission to mentor those that followed, including fellow great Willie Mays. And when the moment came to help integrate Major League Baseball, you took the ultimate leap so that others might come next, breaking the color barrier with the St. Louis Cardinals. You have seen firsthand the deep pain, injustice, and tragedy in this country's history, including at 16th Street Baptist Church just miles from here. And yet, for the past 50 years as a pastor, you have shared a message of hope, faith, and love. You have lived every day the idea of service over self, that it is better to give than receive, that the best leadership is through example, and that we must never compromise on the principles that sustain us. For your patriotism, for your bravery in lighting the path so that others might follow, for your extraordinary life of service, I'm deeply honored to award you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
For the degree Doctor of Sciences, Antonia Novello.
Dr. Antonio Novello, as a public health advocate and the 14th Surgeon General of the United States, you have shown what it means to find your purpose in the world, then dedicate your life to it. A personal experience as a child in which you were forced to wait more than a decade for surgery left an indelible impression and sent you on a lifelong mission to help every person live with dignity and receive the timely care they needed. Through your early work at the National Institutes of Health, you worked tirelessly to raise the standard of child care and shape the Organ Transplant Act of 1984, an act that would save thousands of lives. Your work on pediatric AIDS, then an emerging crisis, drew national praise, and on March 9th, 1990, you were sworn in to serve as the 14th Surgeon General of the United States, marking two firsts, the first woman and Latina in American history in those roles. You attacked the role with vigor, focusing on a holistic look at health, curbing smoking, underage drinking, and promoting immunization in children. You focused on those who had too often been left behind by the system, women, children, and people of color. You prove day in and day out why representation at our highest levels of leadership truly matters. And you remind us, a lifelong mission never stops. Following your time as Surgeon General, you continued to advocate for public health through leadership positions in UNICEF, your professorship at Johns Hopkins, and from 1999 to 2006 as Commissioner of the State New York Department of Health. For your pioneering work on holistic health, for advocating on behalf of communities in need, for leaving multiple glass ceilings shattered in your wake, Dartmouth is proud to honor you and award you the honorary degree of Doctor of Science.
For the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, Michaela Schifrin.
Michaela Schifrin, as one of the winningest skiers of all time, you have redefined excellence while reminding us that there is much more to success than whether or not we end up on the Olympic podium. You were born into the Dartmouth family through your father, Jeff, a devoted member of the Dartmouth ski team and proud member of the class of 1976. When your family returned to the Upper Valley, you showed up to the Dartmouth Skiway to join a local club at the age of 8. Other children were using cafeteria trays to slide down a slope near the base lodge. You were analyzing turn apexes. Just weeks before your 16th birthday, you won the slalom title at the U.S. National Championships, becoming the youngest American ski racer ever to claim a national alpine crown. This was only the beginning of one of the most remarkable athletic careers of our time, one that has led to 16 World Cup season titles, 101 total victories, and 2 Olympic gold medals. Yet we honor you today for far more than athletic excellence. Throughout your career and life, you have encountered challenges we can all relate to. When a performance doesn't go as planned, when an injury prevents us from being our best, when we lose someone or something that means so much to us. It is how you've responded to those challenges with vulnerability, grace, and resilience that your true greatness lies. Because of your work as a champion of mental health, young people across the world are having conversations they've never had before. They do so because a figure like you, at the pinnacle of her profession, has boldly paved the way. For building a legacy far beyond the slopes, for teaching us all how to go beyond our comfort zone, for reminding us it's not how we fall, but how we get up, Dartmouth is proud to award you the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
For the degree Doctor of Laws, Lynn Trujillo.
Lynn Trujillo, as an attorney, history maker, and proud member of the Dartmouth class of 1994, you've been an unrelenting champion for our Native communities and the most vulnerable among us. As a citizen of Sandia Pueblo tribe in New Mexico and part of Acoma and Taos Pueblos, you have long understood the importance of the relationships between our government institutions and Native and Indigenous tribes. Your time at Dartmouth motivated you to pursue deeply needed change across the national landscape. Through your early work in tribal law, you have achieved hard-fought gains, helping secure critical funding for infrastructure and housing, ensuring schools in Native American communities received the investments they needed, and demanding the federal government live up to its promise to provide Native Americans with access to quality care through its management of the Indian Health Service. As Secretary of the New Mexico Department of Indian Affairs, you led the state's first task force on missing and murdered Indigenous women, a critical step forward to achieve long overdue justice, and served as a community liaison during the COVID-19 pandemic. And when you made history in 2023 as the first Native American woman to serve as senior counselor to the U.S. Secretary of the Interior, your impact only grew, securing settlements for Native water rights, supporting environmental restoration, creating economic opportunity for young people in Native communities, and working to protect historic land. For fighting for those who've too often gone without a voice, for bravely forging a new path, for reminding us what it truly means to fight for the justice and dignity of all, Dartmouth is proud to award you the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws.
For the degree Doctor of Arts, Sandra Oh.
Sandra Oh, as an award-winning actor, producer, and activist, you've reminded the world that we all have a story worth telling. As a young child, you sat in the nosebleed seats at the National Arts Centre in Ottawa, Canada, transfixed by the musical Annie. You knew you had found your calling. You made the bold decision at 18 to tell your parents you were foregoing a journalism scholarship to study drama at the National Theatre School in Montreal and pay your own way. The rest, as they say, is history. You have said you are eternally grateful for the struggle, for the winding path that has led you to where you are. From an early breakthrough in the Diary of Evan Lou in Vancouver, to taking a leap and moving to Hollywood, to earning any number of career-defining roles which portray talented, accomplished women in all their complexity. Dr. Christina Yang on Grey's Anatomy, Eve Polastri on Killing Eve, Professor Ji-Yoon Kim on The Chair, just to name a few. With grace and nuance, you've portrayed women breaking barriers in male-dominated fields. Every time you step on screen, you demonstrate the magnetism and electricity that your directors and castmates rave about. You've been recognized with 2 Golden Globes, 4 SAG Awards, and a Primetime Emmy for making history as the first actress of Asian descent to be nominated for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama. And just as importantly, you have used your voice to lift up others. You have been an outspoken leader for belonging, as well as a tireless advocate for the environment, human rights, and women's rights, working to ensure that all our stories are told. For being a trailblazer, for using your platform to effect meaningful change, for making it impossible to look away. Dartmouth is proud to award you the honorary degree of Doctor of Arts.
Good morning, Dartmouth. Oh, it's such an honor to be here with you today on this momentous occasion. Congratulations, you did it! Welcome to fellow students, to past graduates, to faculty, to friends and families, and happy Father's Day to all those proud fathers out there. Thank you, President Beilock, the Board of Trustees, to all the staff who made this day possible, and to you all for this invitation. I never attended university myself, only played characters who have. So thank you for helping fulfill my parents' dream of me actually getting a degree. And a doctorate at that. I know, it's honorary. Actually, it was Shonda Rhimes, one of your alums, and my former boss, who called me, and when she presented the offer to come and speak to you all today, I thought, well, that's nice to be asked. What a privilege. What a great opportunity to come meet you all. And then I thought, absolutely not. Oh my God, what do I have to say? Okay, this was me thinking. What could I possibly say to you young graduates that could meet this moment we find ourselves in? I like Federer's speech last year. Oh my God, so good. I can't be as funny as Conan O'Brien and Mindy Kaling. I look at everything she's accomplished and I just want to go to bed. And they all spoke in the before times. You know what I mean. Like, forget about being roasted on the internet, although I am terrified of that. What if I say the wrong thing? What if I were to talk about diversity, equity? Okay. What if I change change the words, like including diverse equalness or diverting equitable inclusivity. Would that still be bad? Could I get deported? See, that should be a bad joke, and it is, but it's not. These are bewildering and destabilizing times, and every night since Shonda asked me, I have been thinking of you all. And I knew no matter what I was going to say today, I needed to be honest. I realized that underneath this discomfort I was feeling, the fear, the comparison, the self-judgment, was really a call to come and share myself with you despite these doubts. So if there's anything I can offer to you today from my own life, it's this. Nothing has taught me more than being with discomfort. It can be our greatest learning opportunity, and it is also inevitable. So if you can train yourself not to turn away, but to learn how to be with your discomfort and trust that it might be telling you something you don't yet know, it can help you develop an inner strength that will enable you to face the challenges life presents you with without losing your values or your sense of self along the way. As some of you know, I had the great privilege of playing Dr. Christina Yang on Grey's Anatomy for 10 seasons. This opportunity brought me financial stability, fame, and privilege. It was also one of the most challenging decades of my life. I learned profound lessons during this time because so much of it was so uncomfortable. Now, when I started Grey's, I was in my early 30s, so I had an idea of who I was and what the work entailed, but I had no idea what was coming. I demanded a lot from myself and from the writers. If something bothered me in a script, I would fight for what I believed what was right for the character of Christina because I felt responsible for her. And while this contributed to the creation of a memorable character, my desire to make the dialogue fit and my belief that I knew what was best for the character also caused grief for the writers and for me. Let me tell you, okay, there was a dedicated Sandra whisperer on staff. Oh yes, a writer who was tasked to come to set to deal with me. That doesn't happen anymore. I am my own whisperer. One time, I think it was season 6, the writers and I were at an impasse about something in this script, and I had to have a call with the big boss. And Shonda, I'll never forget, she said to me, Sandra, we have been here before. You got to trust me. Something will come through if you just say the damn words. Okay, I know she didn't say that exactly because Shonda is a very classy lady, but it has stayed with me. I heard her. I thought about everything the writers and I had created together, and I trusted Shonda because deep down, we both wanted the same thing, a great show. The discomfort didn't go away, but my relationship to it began to change. I started to understand that it was part of the process of making a great show or a great anything. So I said the damn words. And when I stopped trying to bend things to my will and stayed open to my discomfort, a new thing came through. Something that wasn't just mine or just the writers, but something richer that gave me a deeper understanding of myself as the character, as an actor, and as a collaborator. Oh, and it's not like I've stopped pushing or fighting. I'm not suggesting that, but I no longer see these uncomfortable impasses as battles to be won or lost. They are opportunities to practice how you want to show up, how you want to lead, who you want to be. Clues to where the gold is buried. And by gold, I mean like the really deep work in life that will help you become a more grounded, more resilient version of yourself, which you are going to need going forward, because life is going to challenge you in ways you cannot anticipate. Things will happen that are completely out of your control. This was true for me on Grays. You know, beyond the creative process, which I did have some say in, there were other things happening that were completely out of my control. My skin was falling off. I was afraid to leave my house. The relentless schedule was completely overwhelming, and I got sick. Physically and mentally, it was past my limit. And all the ways I had previously managed to muscle through mental and physical discomfort simply weren't working, because it turns out you can't ghost depression or outsource a panic attack. The show must go on. Life is simply not going to stop for you. The more I wanted my external circumstances to change, the worse I felt. And things only started to stabilize when I looked inside. Now, even if you're in perfect health right now, which I hope you are, I bet you feel discomfort about things you can't control. Maybe you're worried about finding a job or moving away from friends. Maybe you're worried about the dismantling of civil rights and liberties, or the planet burning, or the robots taking over. Maybe you desperately want to make a difference, and you have no idea how to start. Whatever reason, one way to start building some muscle around this discomfort is to actually be in it by choice. Tiny, bite-sized moments where you can practice being with it safely. And one way I've practiced doing this is to be in silence. Stay with me. Being in silence has helped me develop an inner life. And what I mean by that is having a relationship with yourself that is beyond your immediate thoughts, beyond your immediate feelings, beyond just reacting. Because if we're always reacting, if we're always distracted, we can't fight for the things we want because we won't even know what they are. So what if we just try bite-sized discomfort? How's that? Anxiety-provoking? Confusing? Did you want to reach for your phone? It's interesting, isn't it? How much is going on up here and in here when we try to be quiet, and how often what we find is neurotic or judgmental or scared. So how do we find ease within discomfort without turning away or being thrown off balance? The way I have tried to be with this is to be kind. Kindness can be hard to find these days. It is certainly not reflected in many of our world leaders who claim power through fear and oppression and cruelty. A lot of us are scared and angry about what's going on in the world. And in times like this, kindness might seem naive or pointless. But when I say kindness, I'm not talking about being nice. I am talking about being able to hold your own heartbreak so we can go on living, go on resisting, go on building, go on healing, so we can meet cruelty again and again and not lose our humanity. The kindness I am talking about encompasses courage and respect and compassion. It helps us get out of bed in the morning. It helps us to lead. It is the opposite of weakness. It is the foundation for a lasting strength. And it is really hard to be truly kind, to have kind thoughts towards yourself or towards someone you don't agree with. But it is the seed that will grow into action if you nurture it. Now, if you're not sure about the feeling I'm talking about, or you find kindness kind of difficult to access because it's like an amorphous wash, then what about heartbreak? Can you feel heartbreak? I bet everyone here knows heartbreak. If you're living in this world, you know heartbreak. So now, imagine this heartbreak, whether it is as personal as a breakup or as big as a war thousands of miles away. Imagine you're holding it in your hands. What shape is it? Is it heavy? Does it have color? Maybe it's burning your palms or slipping through your fingers, or maybe it is so large you can barely contain it. Can you hold it with care and keep it safe just for this moment? Can you hold your heartbreak with tenderness and give it your loving attention and keep it steady? This is kindness. You all have been incredibly fortunate to spend these formative years here in a place that celebrates knowledge and has given you the opportunity to express yourselves. If you want to protect academic freedom, if you want to stop the brutality of oppression, if you want true democratic change, if you want to just lead a simple and good life, the strength you will need to do these things begins with knowing kindness. So as you venture off into the rest of your lives, I hope you can remember what we shared here today and fill up on it, and then extend it outwards towards others, towards the planet, because we're all going to need a full arsenal of kindness to meet this world. And now, more than ever, actually, you know what? I'm so sorry. There's one more thing. I'm so sorry. Do I have time for just one? Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, you know what? Okay, there is this one thing I've done like my whole life that I would really love to share with you all. So, okay, stand up. Everyone just stand up. Can everyone just stand up? Everyone stand up. In the bleachers, I see you. Everyone stand up. This is for the graduates. If you can and you're able, you know, we're practicing discomfort. Let's all just stand up. Okay. So, when the world gets hard or when it's good, especially when it's good, like today, okay? By yourself, with your friends, people you love, with strangers, always make the time to dance it out. We got 15 seconds to move our bodies. Let's go! Woo! Let's go! Oh no, put away your phones. Let's move it, move it, move it! Woo! Come on, moms and dads! It is possible to move discomfort into joy. Remember this feeling. Carry it and care for it, and then give it to others. Thank you. Who wants to dance with me? Let's go!
Ricochet, you take your aim, far away, far away. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium.
Thank you, Sandra. That was a tough act to follow. I now take this opportunity to ask you all to join me in welcoming back on this day the 50th year reunion class, the great class of 1975. Welcome back. Now, I ask you all please to rise and join in singing, join the Dartmouth Airs in singing of Dartmouth Undying.
Music for our singing, no words to bear the burden of our praise. Yet how can we be silent and remember the splendor and the fullness of her days? Who can forget of September sunsets? Who can forget those hours that passed like dreams? The long cool shadows floating on the campus, the drifting beauty where the twilight streams. Who can forget her sharp and misty mornings, the clanging bells, the crunch of feet on snow, her sparkling noons, the crowding into commons, the long white afternoons, the twilight glow. See, by the light of many thousand sunsets, Dartmouth undying, like a vision starts. Dartmouth, the gleaming, dreaming walls of Dartmouth, miraculously builded in our hearts.
Please be seated. Candidates for advanced degrees will be presented by their respective deans. Candidates, once raised by your marshal, please remain standing until you have crossed the platform and return to your seats. A professional photographer is present, so we will appreciate the audience's cooperation in keeping the aisles clear. After the candidates for advanced degrees have been presented, the president will confer all degrees, and the recipients will come to the platform to receive congratulations from the president. Names of the graduate students will be read as they come forward. The candidates for the degree of Master of Business Administration, Master of Health Administration, and Master of Healthcare Delivery Science will now be presented by Dean Matthew Slaughter.
Madam President, the individuals standing before you have completed all requirements for the degree of Master of Business Administration, Master of Health Administration, or Master of Healthcare Delivery Science. At the request of the faculty of the Tuck School and on their behalf, I am proud to present these candidates for your conferring of these degrees.
The candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Engineering, Master of Engineering Management, and Master of Engineering will now be presented by Dean Doug Van Sitters.
Madam President, the individuals now presented to you have completed all of the requirements for the degrees of Bachelor of Engineering, Master of Engineering Management, and Master of Engineering. At the request of the faculty of the Thayer School of Engineering and on their behalf, I present them to you for awarding of those degrees.
The candidates for the degrees of Master of Arts in Liberal Studies, Master of Arts, Master of Fine Arts, and Master of Science will now be presented by Dean John Kuhl.
Madam President, the Frank J. Guarini School of Graduate and Advanced Studies students standing before you have completed all of Dartmouth's requirements for the degrees of Master of Arts in Liberal Studies, Master of Arts, Master of Fine Arts, or Master of Science. At the request of the faculty on their behalf, I proudly present them to you for the conferring of those degrees.
The candidates for the degree of Master of Public Health will now be presented by Dean Dwayne Compton.
Madam President, I am pleased to present to you these individuals who have completed all of the requirements of the Audrey and Theodore Geisel School of Medicine for the degree Master of Public Health. At the request of the faculty and on their behalf, I am proud to present these candidates for conferring of that degree.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Dartmouth College, I confer upon you the degrees witnessed by the testimonials you are about to receive and declare you entitled to all the rights, honors, and special obligations pertaining thereto.
Will the degree recipients please come forward?
For the degree of Masters of Business Administration, Allison Nordell.
For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Noah Brian Dunleavy.
Akshit Agarwal.
Micah T. Green.
Artyom Anikiev.
Ivy Nasiaki Mayenda.
Apeksha Atul.
Aryan Agrawal.
Catherine Birdie.
Adam Albert Alto.
John Taylor Fjeldal Blyskol.
Nakia Jacana Atazo.
Isabella Castelli Garcia.
Matthew Anderson.
Abhishek Chakraborty.
Emily Barosan.
Neil Chavan.
Hayden Barry. Joshua Robert Baxter.
Eric Cheng.
William Raymond Bender.
Rachel Davison.
Ulysses Richard Brenzel.
Jessica Damian.
McCoy Young Buchsteiner.
Magdala Diaz de Ravago Zevallos.
Daisha Charles.
Shayantan Datta.
Catherine Liu Chen.
Bruce Lee.
Hannah Waverly Chipman.
Yi Chu Lin.
Christopher Walter Colesman.
Amal Lohani.
Maeve Ella Connolly.
Dana Lucas.
Grace Connolly.
Mongjia Luo.
James Dodge.
Nurali Mamadov.
Wyatt Thomas Ellison.
Greg Maslak.
Kai Etheridge.
Ryan Francis Miguel.
Gannon Forsberg.
Katarini Miyazaki.
Achla Gandhi.
Petar Nestorovic.
Supriya Ganti.
Nima Muhammad Raji.
Adriana Garcia.
Shidubem Okonkwo.
Sophie Rose Goldberg.
Tony Opoku Ajiman.
Lord Charite Igi Rimbazi.
Hernan Ovalle.
Lauren Kidman.
Fatima Perez Eganya Pete.
Justin Kim.
Paul Razuk.
Thealise Kunzel.
Patrick Francis Rice.
Louis Lataloup.
Janak Shah.
Rizal Ruby Leon Roldan.
Parul Sharma.
Sarah Magdalena Gomez.
Yusuke Shimomura.
Michael Gabriel Minire.
Harsha Sinha.
Avery Moorhead.
Valeria Tiffer.
Alan Andrew Ritz Gwinnett.
Mike Villarreal.
Dwin Hailey.
James Withers.
Justin David Pavan.
Amirali Yousefli.
James Frederick Quirk.
For the degree of Master of Health Administration, Christiana Ayodela Adeyemi.
Evan Rankin.
Courtney Elaine Kamenzend.
George Conrad Richards.
Joshua Luke Miller.
Elaine Sarrazin.
Kayla Morris.
Sydney Savares.
Mariam Nagavi.
Colby James Shannon.
Shreya Pinal Rowe.
Omar Sharif.
For the degree of Master of Healthcare Delivery Science, Ruth Bergren.
Benjamin David Sheldon.
Nurpreet K. Doan.
Travis Bronson Short.
Dominic John Thomas Lucia.
Carson Jane Smith.
Mackenzie Mbai.
Christine Soritis.
Jennifer Joy Rainey.
Matthew Ilya Timofeyev.
Eric Brian Russell.
Ryan William Tripp.
Dana Thomas.
Declan Coleman Underfirth.
Yihan Chung.
Emily Ann Wagenheim.
Mutsi Wong.
Avery E. Wyden.
Anne Glenning.
David Vincent Will III.
Antara Sengupta.
James Jackson Wright. Connie,
Sarah Mirza.
Connie Ahern.
Lakshmi Deepti Gangiradla.
Dakota Black.
Elodie Richard.
Liam Thomas Cotter.
Biratal Wagle.
Victoria Kubina.
Jurhan Young.
Rosalis Desalan.
Chong Feng Chen.
Jacob Dresser.
Anaum Shokat.
William Fuchs.
Suru Or Fatima.
Chloe Hamilton Gilbert.
Joanna Lame.
Ian Converu.
Sabin Hart.
Remy Cotterer.
Delaney Reese.
Gian Jokul Almusa.
Haley Cash.
Harry Leiter.
Yanshu Wu.
Hanki Lu.
Luwei Zieng.
Olivia S. McField.
Bing Chan Zhuang.
Joseph Leo McInnes. Joshua Mizey. Oscar T. Osturk. Sasha Reese.
For the degree of Master of Public Health, Jessica Nicole Lishman.
Justin Sapoon.
Catherine A. Axel.
Taneem Saeed.
Ashley C. Breyer.
Mahir Singh.
Sai Sanvi Chilikapati.
McCullum Twiss.
Audrey Claire Douches.
Vuthi Thay.
Maya Faith Drabsik.
Joshua Vorbrick.
Natalia Sage Etsity.
Gabriella Walsh.
Jennifer Iospa.
Scotty Miawi Yang.
Abigail Krupa Jayaraj.
Jiha Yuan.
Shayna Ria Joshua.
For the degree of Master of Engineering Management, Shraddha Ryan.
Hemini Kapalu.
Diane O. Amusat.
Ishan Kumar.
Stuti Ananta.
Maisie Leibowitz.
Surya Ananta.
Emily A. Lavonis.
Tomas Brenes.
Tatiana Maeve Loftus.
Diksha Bubna.
Gabrielle Elizabeth Martino.
Ariane Shadari.
Shandy Nana Tekendo Jinge.
Andy Chen.
Nicole Chinwe Okeri.
Pranav Dharmat Dikari.
Caroline Pack.
Himani Gaikwad.
Eleanor Renee Pitcher.
Roshni Govind.
Isabel Catherine Romeo.
Gustav Hans Granlund.
John Ross.
Esha Kumar.
Olivia Pearson Schneider.
Mayank Mankhand.
Jarike Tumayo Sebastian.
Manasa Murali.
Ariel Shirley Layton.
Arumta Nayer.
Melissa Ann Skoog.
Janhavi Opan.
Priscilla Isabel Velez Vasquez.
Rahul Ramakrishnan.
Venetia Valmete.
Visharanjan.
Nicole Wynn.
Vitali Rathod.
Simeon Joel Zaragoza.
Kushgara Rawat.
Frank Saikedo.
Harshita Rayapati. Brinda Sai. Amiral Ali Shah Patan. Miti Shah. Ameya Sharma. Brian Ilya Shea. Sadhana Smruti Srinivasan. Damini Thuso. Shri Nananda Vijesh. Viva Vishnathan Kamala. Neil Vora. For the degree of Master of Engineering, Isabel C. Anderson. Ungirl Bay. Julia Scott Kitsu. Harrison Connolly. Totifaret Folayan. Andrei Garashenko. Joseph D. Harrington. Nicholas Hepburn. Gavin Cormier. Felix Andreas Honer. Osi Zokun Isokun. Joseph Jean. Isabella Nicole Diaz Kam. Sophia Grace Kiernan. Emily Liu. Rebecca Liu. Timothy James Manganello. Joseph Martinez, Ray T. Olson, Mateo Denise Oyola, Claudia Bacari Palomino, Alia Parvez, Julian Perez Daval, Matthew Harold Rieterbusch, Monica Andrea Scotto, Shannon Simone Simpson, Yinshi Song, Justin Su, Allison Trapani. For the degree of Fine Arts, Rodrigo Martinez Torres, Charles Lee Peoples III, James MacArthur Waters. For the degree of Master of Arts in Liberal Studies, Kenda Arajawe, Eleanor Chandley Bryan, Baptiste Gribat, Madeline Anderson Lyons, Raul Mahija, Andre Soleil, Grayson Thomas, John Stewart Wilson. For the degree of Master of Science, Moses Adai, Michael Lum Mauricio, Jad Busselham, Kadari Chaturi, Ashna J. Kumar, Kishore Kumaran, Ashmita Kunwar, Kamakshi Matparti, Ganesh Naruji, Caleb Okpala, Lisa Sue Robbins, Chun Yishi, Yashi Srinivastava, Louis Angel Torres, Shuyao Wei, Ivory Ara Jishi Yang, Sarah Torpy Hutchinson, and Cameron Jack Wolf.
The candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine will now be presented by Dean Dwayne Compton.
Madam President, at the request of the faculty and on their behalf, I appear before you now to represent the 88 students who recently completed all the requirements of the Audrey and Theodore Geisel School of Medicine for the degree of Doctor of Medicine. That degree was conferred upon those individuals earlier this year on May 10th. Today, we have two individuals here to represent the graduating class of 2025.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees of Dartmouth College, I congratulate the Doctor of Medicine degree recipients and declare them entitled to all the rights, honors, and special obligations pertaining thereto.
Will the degree recipients please come forward?
For the degree Doctor of Medicine, Noah Huzenga. Shalen Sie.
Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy will now be presented by Dean John Kuhl.
Madam President, the scholars now presented to you have completed all of the requirements of the Frank J. Guarini School of Graduate and Advanced Studies for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. At the request of the faculty and on their behalf, I proudly present them to you for the conferring of that degree.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Dartmouth College, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and declare you entitled to all the rights, honors, and special obligations pertaining thereto.
Will the degree recipients please come forward?
the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Jessica Diane Tolbert. Maxwell Mbila Aladango. Joella Bame. Siddhartha Bharadwaj. J. Peter Brady. Chen Hui Deng. Luke Daniel Fannin. Xiaobo Guo. Carolyn Maxine Harris. Natasha Shrikant Kelkar. Summer Mary Mater. Shubhigya Nepal. Divya Ravi. Parth Sabrawal. Sharyana Sarkar. Bishal Dev Sharma. Louis Allard. Adam Michael Kern Gronewald. Ian Alexander Raphael. Agostino Vittorio Scorzo. Peter C. Solberg. Jacob Pierce Sonnenberg. Yue Tong. Rebecca Jane Thompson. Huan Zhou. Zhanu Zhou.
Dean of the Faculty, Elizabeth Smith, will now present the valedictorians.
This year, we are in a fortunate position of recognizing 26 graduating seniors with outstanding academic records. These students share the honor of having the highest academic ranking of the graduating class of 2025 and are being honored as valedictorians of the class. Please join me in recognizing our valedictorians, each of whom has earned a GPA of 4.0. Valedictorian Louis Mukram Audi, majoring in economics. Valedictorian Alexander Michael Azar III, major in Russian studies. Valedictorian Jessica Bargamian, a neuroscience and Hispanic studies double major. Valedictorian Kevin Jin Kao, a double major in computer science and economics. Valedictorian Eliza Phillips Dunn, an English major. Valedictorian Noah Brooks Durham, major in economics. Valedictorian Mariel Susan Fulgham, a history major modified with economics. Valedictorian Pranav Kanmandekar, and majoring in Middle Eastern Studies, modified with Latin American and Caribbean Studies. Valedictorian Sid Kujanji, a mathematics and philosophy double major. Valedictorian Megan Kulasingam Poon, a modified sociology major. Valedictorian Ashton Russell Fallhaber Lewis has a double major in earth sciences and mathematics. Valedictorian Elizabeth Shuswan Lee, majoring in psychology. Valedictorian Lin Ting Ashley Leong, majoring in computer science. Valedictorian Jaden Malone, a philosophy major. Valedictorian Charles Morris, majoring in mathematics. Valedictorian Evstracia Maria Nicholson, a government major. Valedictorian Allison Marie Nishi, majored in sociology. Valedictorian Ryan Patrick Pettit, an economics major. Valedictorian Tram Ann Vicky Pham, majored in economics. Valedictorian Catherine Plaza, an earth sciences major modified with chemistry. Valedictorian Arpit Rao, a double major in economics and government. Valedictorian Anna Claire St. John, majored in mathematical data science. Valedictorian Declan Coleman Unverfurth, an engineering sciences major. Valedictorian Albert Zhang, a double major in economics and geography. Valedictorian Vania Haija Peng, majored in anthropology, modified with computer science. Our final valedictorian, Emily Pearl Fagell, a major in English. Emily will now present the valedictory to the college. I think most people who've spent time in Hanover have a favorite view. For some, it might be the fire tower on Guile Mountain, or the view from Moosilauke, or the top of the skiway right before gliding down. Maybe you like people watching from Collis Porch, or looking out from the Baker Bell Tower. For me, my favorite view has always been right over there, on the second floor of Robinson Hall. I spent a lot of time up there during my tenure as editor-in-chief of the Dartmouth. While not set atop a mountain, I often insist to friends I had the best view on campus. Overlooking the green, the newsroom's windows open onto Dartmouth in motion. There's a metaphor here. I'm an English major, so bear with me. The D also gave me a window into the lives of my peers. The people and places they care about, their favorite spots to eat, their research, the causes they support, the classes they loved. Through interviews and articles, I got to visit corners of Dartmouth I'd never otherwise see. The D has a rule that reporters can't interview people they know. It doesn't, however, have a rule that we can't get to know the people we interview. Over the past 4 years, I really came to know my classmates. Over the past 4 years, I've had the best view, literal and metaphorical, of the Dartmouth community. The Dartmouth community is unique. My classmate Christian gave me an inside look at ice fishing, the kind of PE you can only find at a school like Dartmouth. I learned why Winter Carnival was dinosaur-themed from Noah, our beloved carnival co-chair and the self-proclaimed dinosaur guy on campus. I watched all of you respond to changes at Dartmouth. New leadership, construction, a switch from Coke to Pepsi. David was not happy about that one, telling the D he needed a Monster Zero to get any sort of work done. I see David in the audience looking bright and alert, so I'm glad to report he was able to find another caffeine source. The Dartmouth community is hardworking. I've cheered on more accomplishments in our class than I can remember, like when Lulu and other film students helped staff the Sundance Film Festival, or when Gavin, the self-described weather geek, won a Truman Scholarship, or when the women's rugby team secured the Sevens National Championship. The Dartmouth community is caring. I've seen the compassion my peers demonstrate for others. The rotating groups cooking at Hanover Community Kitchen every Friday evening. The 25s mentoring local kids through the community organization Dream. The countless seniors supporting students who hiked the Dartmouth 50 from the Moosilauke Ravine Lodge to Hanover. Something Eliot called the best representation of Dartmouth in a tradition. The Dartmouth community is resilient. In the newsroom, we covered the challenging moments too. Geopolitical conflict, unprecedented political polarization, attacks on universities that threaten to destabilize higher education. And I watched our class respond to these moments with profound poise, resilience, and desire for positive change. And most of all, with a genuine care for the people sitting beside us today. Because of this, I can confidently say, I couldn't have asked for a better view of Dartmouth. Mine was better than Guile, better than the bell tower, better even than the view from up here, though you're all looking great. Because I had the privilege of not only sharing the class of 2025's energy and compassion through the D, but also of seeing it firsthand. Now here's the part where I get sentimental talking about the future. After we graduate, there's a risk we'll only learn about our classmates' lives through newspaper clippings and social media posts. While I can't wait to see the headlines in the positive change the class of 2025 will make, we all should make an effort to hear each other's stories firsthand. To go, as journalists like to say, directly to the source. Because it's never been about just the words on the page. It's about listening to one another, checking in, offering support in good times and bad. At Dartmouth, we go beyond the headlines. We get to know each other. We connect. After all, no article can ever tell the whole story or capture this place in the people who make it so special. On that note, I'd like to take a moment to thank the people who are most special to me. To my family and loved ones, Mom, Dad, Ben, Alex, Em, all my aunts, uncles, grandparents, and cousins here today, thank you for your unwavering love and support. To my friends, my professors, the college staff and faculty, anyone who's ever received an interview request or a Google Docs notification from me removing an Oxford comma at 2 a.m., you make the Dartmouth community what it is. Thank you for this incredible day and these life-changing past 4 years. And to President Beilock, the Board of Trustees, and everyone who came to support us today, I am so honored to have had the opportunity to talk about how much I love this place. In journalism, we use a lot of words that sound silly beyond the newsroom. Stet, deck, slug, My favorite is not really a word at all. It's a combination of letters. TK, TK. A deliberately misspelled acronym for to come, the four-letter combo is used as a placeholder, a stand-in for a name, a date, a quote, for something in our reporting that's yet to come. As we graduate, I challenge you all to consider your TKTKs, the change you hope to see, the impact you have yet to make. And as you write your stories, don't forget to think about our class. Keep going beyond the headlines. Keep getting to know each other. Keep connecting. Bring the Dartmouth community, the uniqueness, the hard work, the care, the resilience, wherever you go next. Looking at you, at the kind, incredible, truly inspiring class of 2025, I'm confident there's so much more to come. To the Dartmouth College class of 2025, thank you, congratulations, and of course, go Big Green.
The candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts will now be presented by the Dean of Faculty, Elizabeth Smith. I would like to remind the audience that a professional photographer is present and to request that the audience please cooperate in keeping the aisles clear. Will the head marshal please raise the senior class for the conferring of their degrees?
Madam President, the individuals now presented to you have completed all the requirements of Dartmouth College for the degree of Bachelor of Arts. At the request of the faculty and on their behalf, I am proud to present 1,230 candidates to you for the conferring of these degrees.
Members of the class of 2025, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Dartmouth College, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts and declare you entitled to all of the rights, honors, and special obligations pertaining thereto.
Will the first two rows of the inside sections remain standing, and the rest of the rows please be seated until it is your turn to approach the platform. Names of the graduating seniors will be read as they come forward.
Clark Paulini.
Ivy Nasiaki Mayende.
Maya Michelle Bryson.
Matthew Jackham Gallagher.
Alexandra Gaonohoyo Kalani Perry.
Esmeralda Abreu Jerez.
Courtney Elise Bob.
Sydney Avery Hoos.
Louis Makram Aude.
Emma Tsosi.
Alexander Michael Azar III.
Micah Taylor Green.
Jessica Reister Bargamian.
Kaizen Joshua Osborne.
Kevin Gao.
Sid Kujanchi.
Eliza Phillips Dunn.
Megan Kolasingham Poon.
Noah Brooks Durham.
Ashton Russell Fallhaber Lewis.
Emily Burl Fagell.
Su Suen Lee.
Mariel Susan Fulgham.
Lin Ting Ashley Liang.
Pranav Kinmadekar.
Eunice Adu Antwi.
Ayman Ali Abdulaziz.
Olvin Joel Abrego Ayala.
Evan Richard Acatino.
Jivan Achar.
Sadrish Acharya.
Ajike Jonathan Adeli.
Bilin Abdurrahman Adun.
Stephen Magnus Ajay.
Dasho Advincula.
Yasmin Nordin Afmeged.
Nitya Agarwala.
Atarva Agasha.
Sasha Lourdes Agenor.
Angel Aguilar.
Karen Aguilar Ishmata.
Pehel Anya Ahuja.
Fiona Mawusi Akilo Stowers.
Elliot Lewis Alberts.
Emily Catherine Oldis.
Pia Isabel Alexander.
Luke Edward Allen.
Connor Allen.
Namita Alluri.
Ana Lucia Alonso.
Garrett McLeod Oldthousand.
Phoebe Altman.
Daisy Amador Pena.
Charles Ambrose.
Layla Ambrose.
Ali Grace Amerson.
Danielle Jachi Amwateng.
Mahina Loea Amoy.
Nicole Anaya Sosa.
Eleanor Jack Anderson.
Rishmi Mia Anwar.
Megan Elizabeth Apfelberg.
Caroline Ann Appleyard.
Axel Fernando Aragon Gonzalez.
Doreen Arik.
Lily Grace Aram.
Brian McKenna Aruda.
Kwabna Buahin Asari.
Aaliyah Ashley.
Margaret Kelly McNeil Atkins.
William McLean Aubie.
Elizabeth Anna Audrin.
Isadore Axon.
Hali Maudi Ayala Mejia.
Joseph Kenneth Azelby.
Mackenzie Elizabeth Batchelor.
Lauren Azern.
Chase Bailey.
Mihir Amarandra Bagal.
Nolan Baker.
Sauresh Bhairabwana.
Mia Patricia Balestra.
Henry Holland Ball.
John Allen Ballou.
William David Balkan.
Anna Louise Banavac.
John Levelson Balson.
Melissa Barron.
Haley Ann Banta.
Abdibased Ahmed Bare.
Marianne Jerry Barasa.
Arnulfo Barragan.
Alexander Justin Barr.
Catherine Grace Bartolino.
Benjamin Falconer Buress.
Achir Batsorig.
Samuel Rogers Barton.
Gretchen Wynn Bauman.
Allison Bauer.
Olivia Page Becker.
Braden Anthony Baxter.
John William Beeson III.
Harry William Beasley Gilman.
Sonia Bendre.
Adamari Benavides.
Calvin Michael Benson.
Faye Roberta Benjamin.
Sylvie Rose Benson.
Christian Miles Benson.
Sarah Chioko Berman.
Eleanor Rose Benton.
Bryson Barry.
Tatum Moore Burnett.
Sam Montgomery Butner.
Molly Jean Barry.
Franklin Newell Blackburn.
Samantha Hoyt Bevins.
Jonathan Bogan.
Thomas Joseph Boshin.
Margaret McKay Bone.
Michael Robert Bond.
Vicky Bonilla Serrano.
Michael Jembe Bongo.
Michael Bornstein.
Emma Bonds.
Rafael Bute.
Loan Bujanek.
Nor Maria Buzid.
Andra Buzed.
Auden Nalamliang Baun.
Tess Anne-Marie Bowler.
Reem Buzu.
Robert Ernest Wan-Un Boxwell.
Amelie Aline Mia Bradley.
Gabriela Briceres.
Reese Virginia Bragg.
Madeline Elizabeth Brady.
Alex Adam Breslov.
Amir Keon Braxton.
Samuel Blaisdell Brooke.
Ella Molly Bryman.
Emily Claire Broom.
Rain Brickshire.
Emily Fahey Brown.
Ellen Taylor Very Brown.
Lily Fuller Brown.
Jenna Rose Brown.
Andrew Brozek.
Sydney Unji Brown.
Dylan Clark Buchanan.
Aiden Weber Brondret.
Allison Berg.
Beatrice Christie Burak.
Danielle Marie Burke.
Abigail Elizabeth Burgess.
Jack Clarence Bouchong.
Nicholas Michael Burke.
Neo Tsai.
Jairo Cabrera Naharo.
Emilia Grace Callahan.
Marion Shea Caldwell.
Alexis Jade Camacho.
Phineas Lockwood Callahan.
Quinton Anderson Campbell.
Aiden McCold Campbell.
Cricket Ann Perrin Canal.
Cedre Campbell.
Karsten Jan Carey.
Zoe Faith Eliana Caraballo Babea.
Madeline Elizabeth Carr.
Matthew Helton Carey.
Rafael Carrillo Mancia.
Alejandra Victoria Carrasco Alayo.
Mason Andrew Casson Carter.
Luke Dillard Carroll.
Ben Casanova.
Giovanni Carvalho Costa.
Christopher Paul Aiden Casey.
Zachary Michael Casabon.
Gerard Patrick Casey.
Dara Elizabeth Casey.
Brandon Johnstone Cavaney.
Herman Castro Leonardo.
Mariana Isabel Cepeda Quintero.
Gaia Bell Celestine.
Anna Chabika.
Khan Duan Jahan.
Rishav Chakravarti.
Sophie Marie Chada.
Joseph Patrick Chambers.
Asa Chalmers.
Emily Chang.
Darren Chang.
Abigail Laurice Chase.
Gabriel Maxwell Chunjun Kiimipono Chang Deutsch.
Griselda Fabiola Chavez Gonzalez.
Eleanor Frances Chase.
Eric Chan.
Alexis Marie Chili.
Sunny Chen.
Nathaniel Yen Hao Chen.
Chen Tianwen.
Tianning Titi Tsai Chen.
Yvonne Rose Chen.
Yuang Hao Chen.
Elaine Wen Yi. Sally Chi.
Andrew Cheng.
Brian Chang.
Brendan Shaw.
Ethan Victor Child.
Tanaka Samantha Chikati.
Adrian Tafara Chimbozer.
Mason Childers.
Mira Kiran Chirivulu.
Olivia Chin.
Chelsea Yunju Cho.
Paul Alexander Cherkov.
Raina Chong.
Sean Richard Chisholm.
Connor Robert Christensen.
Wansu Choi.
Elizabeth Chun.
Pratim Chowdhury.
Catherine Clark.
Katina Maria Christensen.
Madeline Bond Cotting.
Miranda Lee Glack.
Samara Dale Cohen.
Alexander Wesley Clark.
Maya Falashade Cole.
Evie Lane Cohen.
Liam Jack Connor.
Tallis Pickard Kohlberg.
Alice Catherine Cook.
Adrian Reed Coleman.
Ryan James Cooper.
Allison E. Connors.
Thomas Richard Corrado.
Presley Lane Kuhn.
Liam Edward Coughlin.
Ryan T. Cornish.
Isabel Marbury Cox.
James Coslet.
Maya Tamar Porter Critchlow.
Catherine Cox.
Wendy Cruz Baena.
Alexander Robert Craig.
Kaya Carol Soni Colada.
Eugene Trey Krodick.
Andrew Michael Griffin Curry.
Paulina Quadra Richardson.
John Devonzo.
Giselle Jaslyn Curel.
Mohammed Faisal Azizi.
Hannah Burke Curtin.
Noah Cruz Alfred Coelho de Silva.
Catherine Daw.
Nicholas Dahl.
Beatriz da Silva Falcao.
Logan Lacroix Daly.
Cameron James Daly.
Emma Alexis Dantis.
Sonia Danshak.
Ryan Alexa Davi.
Almit Daz.
Denzel Michael Davis.
Patrick Davidson.
Nathaniel Pratt Davis.
Julian C. Davis.
Kaylin Dawes.
Tiana Elizabeth Davis.
Omar De La Osa Febles.
Mayumi Liz de Andrade Miazzato.
Holden Brian Deck.
Celeste Aurora de la Rosa Guerrero.
John Elliott DeForest.
Asha L. Dees.
Robert Marius DiMartino.
Ethan W. DeMartinez.
Nathan Edward DeMichaelis.
Nuhamen Bogale Demeku.
Aditi Dekar.
Nijoni Dahalia de Resosi Gomez.
John Paul Joaquin Dupre.
Cassie S. Deppner.
Maya Elizabeth Desmond.
Shay Desai.
Boo DeWitt.
Amelia Helen Mackenzie Devine.
Aaliyah Dungy.
Damon V. DeWitt.
Senabu Jung.
Omar Ja.
Benedict Peter DiGiovanni.
Daniela Diaz.
Nicola Dmitrievich.
Isabella Antoinette Giovanni.
James Alexander Dixon.
Lucas Anthony De Silvestro.
Fatma Jaren Dolai.
Jennifer Goplan Dodai.
Zoe Edwards Dominguez.
Joanna Dominguez.
Jackson Lang Donovan.
Charles Andrew Donahue.
John D'Onofrio.
Daniel F. Dong.
Elijah Ramel Dorsonville.
Braden Andrew Dorfman.
Lucy Downing.
Elena Dos Santos.
Jasmine Droulet.
Rory Michael Doyle.
Garima Dube.
Foster Drost.
Lucas Dunford.
Amanda Grace Duffy.
Chidera Celine Duru.
Daisy Grace Dundas.
Henata Edis Ho.
Erica Lauren Dunn.
George Tony Eid.
Lily Easter.
Michelle Ejimofor.
Catherine Piper Edwards.
Andrew Scott Ellis.
James Donald Eiler.
Margaret Barton Emerson.
William Fletcher Elliott.
Joy Isada Anaho.
Carly May Elsinger.
Kayla Lauren Entwistle.
Elias Scott Emery.
William Alexander Ermarth.
Emma Elizabeth Engstrom.
Carolina Eva Escribano Cáceres.
Eliza J. Burke Erdrich.
Annabelle Drake Everett.
Marvin Escobar Barajas.
Tony Fabian.
Sevdora Eshna Zarova.
Francisca Olawapa Milarin Fadairo.
Caitlin Lane Evers.
Hugo Fang.
Luca Facchini Zanon.
Zachary Reese Ferris.
Elizabeth Claire Famer.
Talia Fine.
Kevin Malcolm Farrell.
Daisy Joynetta Farrell.
Christian Fed.
Aaron Green Flaherty.
Harrison Tyler Fell.
Grant Foley.
Alexander Fick.
Anna Forbes.
Dominic Alexander Folks.
Nathaniel George Foster.
Tyler N. Ford.
Kiosha Folks.
Meriwether Madeline Florence.
Umberto Franco Sanchez.
Alexis Lydia Francis.
Carson Franks.
Gabrielle Lachey Franklin.
Poliana Fejera Freddy.
Margaret Eleanor Frazier.
Eli Lesson Friedman.
Molly Freed.
Lydian Elizabeth Frost.
Samuel Christopher Frolish.
Bailey Fu.
Laura Pietrina Fuoco.
John Robert Fusco.
Ciclali Valeria Gaeta.
Remington James Gall.
Vincent Jude Gandolfo.
Andrea Gao.
Yanyel Elpidio Garcia Hernandez.
Christian Uriel Garcia Perez.
Jacob T. Garland.
Jeremy Paul Gart.
Enoch Garza.
Catherine Gazzini.
Abigail Johannes.
Lindsay Alexis Gear.
Alexander J. Geraci.
Jackson Gerard.
Tanmay Gerg.
Bridget Hugh.
Piper Mitchell Gilbert.
Juliet Los Gildehouse.
Cameron Gilmore.
Trevor Anthony Gittes Taplin.
Matthew Connor Givens.
Jasper Leonard Gleason.
Edward Slack Glover.
Julie Andrea Yanni.
Madeline Rose Goebel.
Rowan Goebel Bain.
Carson Changwei Go.
Ada Naz Gurkdemir.
Davis Jordan Golick.
Isaiah Joseph Golanka.
Jacob Cipher Gomez.
Sophia Rita Gonsalves.
Jason Aladair Gonzalez.
Melissa Gonzalez.
Clara Golding.
Jackson Holland Gosler.
James Graft.
Marissa Hannah Gord.
Luke Haro Grayson.
Davis Christopher Gramza.
Josiah Jordan Green.
Claire Sylvia Langdon Green.
Kelby Lawson Green.
Tomo Aviv Greenberg.
Michaela Antiguni Gregoriou.
Kidist Shankute Greffe.
Arnie William Grady.
Gitis Gracious.
Maya Marie Gradman.
Dylan Lewis Griffith.
Carlos Guerrero Alvarez.
Alexander Kevin Gu.
David B. Gutierrez.
Anne Converse Gadera.
Jade Gina Hawkinson.
Brian Zerong Guo.
McLean Heathwood Haddon.
Ignacio Gutierrez.
Luke Daniel Hafferman.
Taylor Haber.
Alexandra S. Home.
Dawson DeWitt Haddix.
Aya Hadje.
Megan Alexandra Hagee.
Sawyer Hall.
Sung Hyun Ham.
Natalie Ann Ingram Halsey.
Christopher Michael Hall.
Sheena Han.
Colleen Linnea Halleck.
Elizabeth Svea Kubik Hansen.
Marietta Francis Hamill.
Trinity Ann Harlan.
Sichuan Han.
Ellery Stewart Harris.
Summer Paige Hargrave.
Robert Nicholas Harris III.
Sean Harmon.
Josephine Harrison.
Lindsay Aaliyah Page Harris.
Amelia Piper Hartshorn.
Paige Harris.
Dasha Alexandra Hazy.
Adele Harshbarger.
Alan Hatch.
Chase Alexander Harvey.
Marcella Heisey.
Cade Haskins.
Emily Elizabeth Hemelt.
Jared Charles Davere Heath.
Layla Hennessy.
Gray Marie Hemmons.
Patrick Russell Heron.
Leland Hemgren.
Maria Beatriz Hidalgo.
Raul Daniel Hernandez.
Jessa Cheyenne Hill.
Prescott John Herzog.
Garrett Hensley Chang.
Nicholas Higginbotham.
Cameron David Hitchcock.
Jessica Jane Hilton.
Isabella Eden Hawkschild.
Gregory Arthur Hirsch.
William Hodgson.
Emma Byrne Hochberg.
Dylan Michael Holyfield.
Ethan Hodis.
Nolan Holmes.
William Jeffrey Holbrook.
Gary Alexander Hook.
Tristan Michael Holmbeck.
Sammy Hudegi.
Emily Hong.
Jackson David Hauer.
Celine Haas.
Mary Tobin Howley.
Luke Crawford Hovis.
Jane Huang.
Delia Kathleen Howley.
William Hubert.
Wanxin Hu.
Miles Barron Hudgens.
Alexander Huang Menders.
Abigail Hughes.
Christian John Hudantic.
Samantha Elise Hooray.
Jordan Huff.
Henry Richardson Irwin.
Marta Hulewska.
James Isles.
Oliver Bruno Hurwitz.
Tajay McCain Jackson.
Eva Gabrielle Himes.
Layla Jane Unsal Jacoby.
Decker Jackson.
Jonathan Reza Jafarnia.
Eleanor Murray Jacob.
Arushi Jane.
Ava Joanne Hawkes.
Shreya Jane.
Bryn Jeffy.
Shuaib Jamil.
Arav Jane.
Sophia Pipilota Jayasval.
Adriana Carolina James Radil.
Benjamin Robert Jenkins.
Shangha Jang.
Gina Louisa Mealy.
Rain Jolie Jefferson.
Jessica Lynn Jiang.
Tiger Lily Hope Jensen.
Aline Jin.
Gary Jiang.
Chelsea Joe.
Trenton Jiang.
Riley Craig Johnson.
Eunryung Mei Jin.
Xavier Ray Jones Benjamin.
Alexander Joel.
Antonio Jorge Medeiros Batista Silva.
India Fisher Jones.
Ujvala Jupali.
Amara Joyce Azul Jones Myers.
Emily Ann Kane.
Claire Jung.
Amit Krishna Kalakuri.
Rachel J. Kong.
Meher Kalra.
Alexa Kalach.
Abi Kalpana Kambampati.
Grace Catherine Coleman.
Daniel Kang.
Brima Kamara.
Natasha Shah Kapadia.
Christopher Hyungu Kong.
Rhea Eve Carty.
Lauren Elizabeth Kang.
Lauren Nicole Kayari.
Adrian Kaplan.
Celine Kazmirji.
Claiborne Buchanan Cates.
Natalie Baker Kime.
Evan William K.
Preston Telford Kelsey.
Colin Kearns.
Taylor Mary Kennison.
Benjamin Thomas Keller.
Emma Rose Karimo.
Morgan Elizabeth Kendall.
Aryan Kandaval.
Malia Kyo.
Zara Soraya Kiger.
Theodore Walter Kessel.
Andrew Minjun Kim.
Taka Ku.
Gracie Kim.
Isla Houston Kilby.
Joseph Kim.
Andrew Nathaniel Kim.
Nathaniel Kim.
J.N. Kim.
Stephen Hyunmin Kim.
Matthew Gino Kim.
Aiden Douglas King.
Ryan Sugjun Kim.
Nicolina Klinkenberg.
Eli Kimchi.
Batul Coach.
Ian Kiplagat.
Kent Kohler.
Hannah Josephine Knott.
Caitlin Denon Cole.
Ethan Kohler.
Alexander Knox Jones.
Matt Grum Cuff.
Lucy Neef Cordy.
Francina Cullery.
Elliot Cruson.
Elio Condi.
Charles Jackson Krupka.
Catherine McKenna Kramer.
Lena Kufferman.
Ederend Krager.
Warren Lai.
Carter John Cruz.
Jason Ka Ming Lam.
Chelsea Case.
Daniel Murray Lampert.
Aryan Lalwani.
Noah Lang.
Matthew Ryan Lamberth.
Ella Nicole Laurent.
Marco Vincenzo Landesino.
Aiden Richard Lee.
Griffin Lapham.
Jeff Lee.
Caroline Laverick.
Sean Sungju Lee.
Denise Ane Lee.
Ella Elizabeth Grimm.
Justin Junghyuk Lee.
Caitlin Marie Washak.
Sophia Lee.
Quinn Theo Heineman.
Jaden Malone.
Vinatea Pyramitla.
Efstratia Maria Nicholson.
Osasanega Ivie Osarenwinda.
Allison Murray Nishi.
Stephanie Lee.
Ryan Patrick Petit.
Youngju Lee.
Tram Ann Vicky Pham.
Constance Scholastic Marie Yulin Legrand.
Catherine Plaza.
Aubrey Phillips Lennon.
Arpit Rao.
Buntita Beam Lirtbonapongs.
Anna Claire St. John.
Caroline Mills Lesser.
Declan Coleman Unverfirth.
Cade Lewis.
Albert Zhang.
Justin Todd Lewis.
Vanya Heizia Pang.
Sophie Alita Silman Lewis.
Charles Morris.
Carter Edward Lee.
Noah Brian Dunleavy.
Ganchi Lee.
Aryan Agrawal.
Hannah UAE Lee.
Adam Alto.
Tom Lee.
Gianna Jokel Abu Emisa.
Kai Chen Leon.
Matthew Anderson.
Guaming Liang.
Emily Barrison.
Wenhua Liang.
Hayden Calvert Berry.
Catherine Ye Liao.
Joshua Baxter.
Ulla Britt Pia Libre.
William Bender Raymond.
Emil Leden.
Ulysses Richard Brenzel.
McKenna Dylan likewise.
McCoy Young Buchsteiner.
Preston Tomrin Lim.
Deja Charles.
Isabel Pearl Lin.
Catherine Leo Chen.
Julia Lou Lin.
Hannah Waverly Chipman.
Tristan Lin.
Christopher Walter Kozman.
Stella Lindforce.
Maeve Connolly.
Colby Rand Lish.
Grace Gorham Connolly.
Caleb Leo.
James Dodge.
Ethan Leo.
Wyatt Thomas Ellison.
Liu Xuanyi.
Kai Kaneko Etheridge.
Megan Yue Liu.
Gannon Forsberg.
Caroline Grace Livingston.
Achla Himanshu Gandhi.
Madeline Grace Locker.
Supriya Ganti.
Trim Lockerberg.
Ariadna Giselle Garcia.
Zariah Logan.
Sophie Rose Goldberg.
Basil Lone.
Lor Sharite Igirim Babazi.
Asher Coltrane Lord.
Lauren Elizabeth Kidman.
Ophelia Loren.
Justin Sangil Kim.
Nadine Lorini Formiga.
Thea Kunzel.
Jake Norris Lautrec.
Louis Latsulip.
Andrew Paul Lacanane.
Maritzel Ruby Leon Roldan.
Alexis Loveras.
Sara Magdalena Gomez.
Danielle Chen Liu.
Michael Gabriel Mineri.
Eric Jaju Liu.
Avery Moorhead.
Michael Liu.
Alan Gwinnett.
Daniel Felix Lubliner.
Hailey Wen.
Naya Catherine Lani.
Justin David Pavan.
Elena Rose Luria.
James Frederick Cork.
Isabel Elwood Lust.
Evan Bennett Rankin.
Louis Lutfi.
George Conrad Richards.
Emma Kathleen Lynch.
Elaine Frances Sarzen.
Catherine Jean Lynch.
Sydney Savarese.
Chara Abia Lyons.
Colby James Shannon.
Joshin Ma.
Omar Sharif.
Jackson Brady McDonald.
Benjamin David Sheldon.
Marjorie Moon McDonald.
Travis Bronson Short.
Rowan McLean.
Carson Jane Smith.
Jack Thomas Macy.
Christine Diara Cerritos.
Natalie A. Maffei.
Matthew Ilya Timofeyev.
Walter Giovanni McGale.
Ryan William Tripp.
Vasikun Mahason.
Emily Ann Wangenheim.
William Vollertson Mallory.
Avery Elizabeth Wyden.
Caroline Mallory.
Daniel Vincent Will III.
Marjorie Malone Lopez.
Jack Ramsey Wright.
Spencer Mancuso.
Michael Justin Madison.
Sebastian Magnon.
Maya Kieran McGee.
Kevin Alexander Manzanares.
Muriel Mona Mahmood.
Lorella Marin.
Kevin Patrick Mahoney.
Gabriel Markowitz.
Caroline Grace Mahoney.
Margaret Grace Marashevsky.
Denai Crystal McConey.
Moses Matanda.
Robert Maliar.
David Matus.
Jordan Robert Mann.
Emily Mazo Lopez.
Jonah Christopher Manso.
Nathan Lawrence McAllister.
Kara Isabel Morantz.
Anand Connor McCool.
Nicholas John Marinero.
Catherine Ann McDermott.
Callie Marticio.
Brett Michael McGee.
David Charles Mason.
Timothy J. McGrath.
Miranda Holly Matthews.
Mason McElwain.
Kirsten Roland Mayland.
Emmett Anthony McInnes.
Muthoni Mbelenzi Mbesa.
Amethyst Gregory Hope McKenzie.
Rachel Marie McCarroll.
Evan Alexander McMahon.
Jake D. McDermott.
Angelic McPherson.
Henry McElhaney.
Alana Huilan McShine.
Colin J. McGill.
Asielieta Meni.
Zoe Sky McGurk.
William Dale Michaels.
Grace McInerney.
Carson Miller.
Sarah Marie McKenna.
Jordan Alexa Miller.
Ellie McLaughlin.
Michael Mills.
Ethan Gladstone McNabb.
Maxwell Miracle.
Elijah Elaine McCrae.
Armida Mirkarimi.
Pyok Deng Maik Me.
Eddie Mo.
Lauren Marissa Messier.
Kenny Mock.
Nicholas Middleberg.
Heath Jacob Monsma.
Hayden Joseph Miller.
Colleen Sinnott Moore.
Rosemary Ann Millett.
Izzy Morales.
Brandon Mioduszewski.
Martin Umberto Moran Rodriguez.
Faustus Miranda.
Victor Alexander Moreno.
Alex Mishashik.
Oliver Clemens Morgan.
Gabriel Aram Modisette.
James N. Morrison.
David Enrique Molina.
Daphne Sophia Muhammad.
Cameron Marie Moore.
Michelle Muley.
Quinn Moore.
Tasman Mullins.
Kevin Moran.
Romeo J. Myrtle.
Mason Morel.
Noor Arfin Najib.
Nathan Charles Morgan.
Carla Narvez.
Henry Morris.
Anika Ude Nayok.
Jose Adrian Moya.
Nicolette Jolie Nelson.
Patience Mukundirukuri.
Catherine Sadie Nemeskel.
Braden Wynn Mullen.
Chip Wynn.
Adrian Helene Muir.
Nora Wynn.
David Misuk.
Jovana Nekerovich.
Jackson Douglas Namian.
Liam Filu Noakes.
Hannah Sky Nassau.
Connor James Marshall Norris.
Valen Neil Burke.
Rosmichela Insubuga.
Jack Michael Nelson.
Audrey Ann O'Brien.
Brian Chun Yin Ng.
Catherine Duncan O'Halloran.
Emma Aiko Nguyen.
Parker Louise O'Hara.
Grace Ann Nikelski.
Griffin O'Neill.
Kavya Navarthi.
Claire Colleen O'Shaughnessy.
Gabriella Rosa Novak.
Michael David Oro.
Koshleen Leigh Nugent.
Olafinmileo Ogonsanya.
William Tuck O'Brien.
Zachary Dean O'Jackley.
Ethan Quinn O'Hara.
Jacob Halver Olson.
Heather Marie O'Hearn.
Edwin Omondi Onyango.
Timothy Z. O'Reilly.
Ava Josephine Ori.
Janine Obadat.
Rachel Marie Orlowski.
Jenny Eugene O.
Maxwell Simba Owino.
Temitayo Victor Ojo.
Edgar Ozuzun.
Sarah Elsie Olson.
Victoria Ashley Page.
Job Orenge.
Alyssa Palacios.
Samuel Orientali.
Daniel Elpa Palana.
Ignacio Ortiz.
Alana Nicole Panu.
Ayla Marcella Owens.
Gabrielle Yalen Park.
Onyinyechi Owo.
Josung Park.
Benjamin Edward Pable.
Hirsch Pankaj Patel.
Carl Oscar Payus.
Chukwuka Odigbo.
Miruna Elena Palagyan.
Anish Panaik.
Nikhil Ashwin Pandey.
Jake Edward Patterson.
Justin Pare.
Anel Christine Polino.
James S. Park.
Chandani Shriya Pidana.
Devin James Parks.
Caitlin Pang.
Tej Patel.
Samuel Pita.
Iha Patnaik.
Pascual Dante Phillips Galucci.
Leka Patim.
Evelyn Daniel Peach.
Jonathan Payson.
Ian Pierce.
Angel Christian Pedro.
Pablo Amado Pineda Perez.
Olivia Fiona Pendis.
Cecilia Ellen Plass.
Niset Perez.
Jameson Joseph Pote.
Richard Tyler Pettit.
Isabella Grace Localia Police.
Peter Dyer Phipps.
Nina Devi Prakash.
Alexandra Carolyn Pierce.
Aiden Paul Preti.
Isabella Nicole Petrosevich.
Carly Primomo.
Kate Pimentel.
Ryan James Prue.
Allison Brooke Pittman.
Yihan Pu.
Matthew Jude Plawecki.
Gabriel Quayle.
Lily Tracy Pogue.
Ariana Kuspa.
Catherine Lee Pomerening.
Elena Josephine Raikuya.
Jonathan Preston.
Samantha Rego.
Emily Anna Pridemore.
Sanjana Raj.
Jackson Lewis Proctor.
Karun Ram.
Trinity Quinn Pryor.
Emma Laura Ratchford.
Jared Kendall Pugh Jr.
Ella Reed.
Luke Patello.
Julia Ann Roglewski.
Braden Scott Quintard.
Emerson Lee Replogle.
Parker Emma Rabinowitz.
Ashley Nicole Reyes.
Maya Raghunathan.
Ann Soyeon Ri.
Callie Samantha Riabov.
Carmela Ribadenera.
Haley Alexis Riabov.
Alejandro Herman Rincon.
Jack Marcus Renani.
James Monroe Robinson.
Alexander Morgan Reed.
Allison Maxine Rome.
Emma Reeder.
Hudson Dean Shelton Rogers.
Madeline Jean Regula Wilkins.
William Winters Rogers.
Maya Elizabeth Resnick.
Erisbeth Dominica Rojas.
Melissa Reyes.
Melanie Andrejana Roman.
Hyunjin Reem.
Celine Romero Garcia.
Painter Richards Baker.
Anna Leondanilva Rudnitsky.
Rebecca Haley Rish.
Haley Rose.
Jeremy Reynaldo Rodriguez.
Sam Roth Gordon.
Laura Holbrook Roloffs.
Ella Florence Dryden Russ.
William David Bruce Rogers.
Nicholas Orlando Rutigliano.
Emiko Sidney Roan.
Jose Luis Salinas Vargas.
Gwendolyn Day Rowland.
Sumrit Kaur Sandhu.
Jeremy Nathaniel Romano.
Justin Alexander Santana.
Rebecca Elise Renee.
Allison Hugh Sasaki.
Rosario Esperanza Rosales Mora.
Dagny Elizabeth Scano.
Jonas Albert Rosenthal.
Connor Schaefer.
Charles Wheeler Rudge.
Sadie Ann Marie Shear.
Zoe Catherine Russell.
Jack Schwartz.
Aaron Barque Solom.
Julia Catherine Brennan Schwade.
Kaylee Elizabeth Sampson.
Sophia Marie Skull.
Emmanuel Sanon.
Christian Shaylin Shaw.
Sophie Sarayski.
Sonu Sheikh.
Olivia George Hoffmeister Sassy.
Brendan Niza Shaw.
Lyndon Schaefer.
Shu Lin.
Caitlin M. Shetler.
Michael Peter Shiris.
Elizabeth Grace Schlossel.
Kelly Minjae Shin.
Claire Suzanne Schmidt.
Zachary Short.
Tejal Aviva Iyengar Schwartz.
Dulce Cielo Silva.
Max Andrew Sklar.
Gabriela Figueroa Silva.
Cole Patton Seagroves.
Erica Simon.
Zachary Andrew Seaburn.
Jack Milo Sinatra.
Katie J. Salou.
Tyler Eli Sisitsky.
Helena So.
Christopher William Smith.
Courtney Rose Sapuka.
Nathan Jeremy Smith.
Connor Daniel Shaheen.
Hella Sandra Snelling.
Hannah Officer Sharif.
Zachary Ryan Soma.
Madeline Aline Shaw.
Arlie Celeste Sosa.
Shaocheng Shi.
Stephanie Madeline Grace Sova.
Nathan Shibley.
Kate Ming Spillane.
Karis Elaine Short.
Isabel Keziah Squire.
Anish Sakinam.
Devin Starr.
Evelyn Sue Silva.
Nina Seaman.
Sarah Grace Silverman.
Benwunet Simu.
Jordan Callahan Simon.
Alec Bernard Stern.
Emma Christine Sinclair.
Bryant Suck.
Elton Chanel.
Piper Nicole Stevens.
Elijah St. Clair Smith.
Kelly Sutton.
Darrell Smith Porter.
Maya Louise Stewart.
Benjamin Jacob Sontag.
Elizabeth Strapp.
Elmer Josue Sosa.
Luca Strazzolini.
Carice Spence.
Juan Felipe Suarez.
Constantine Spruck.
Holly Sullivan.
Ariana Thalia Stamatoyanopoulos.
Michelle Sun.
Mia Danielle Steinberg.
Serena Elizabeth Susan.
Molly Malone Stevens.
Matthew James Sims.
Madeline Grace Stewart.
Ryan Manucher Talbibian.
Catherine Elizabeth Stidolf.
Zhuang Zhuang Tan.
Eric Linneman Strawn.
Joseph Tang.
Harrison Frith Stropke.
Brian Jesus Tapia Lucio.
Lila Pauline Sugarman.
Damian Tarala.
Jonathan Samaili.
Breno Techeria Silva.
Alexandra Rose Supernaut.
Liua Kalai Kamakua Tengon.
Lillian Belmore Sweeney.
Meredith McLaren Thomas.
Oleg Sivash.
Kirsten E. Thundercloud.
Hikaru Takeda.
Hosanna Tilahun.
Annie Tong.
Adam Christian Taylor Tobeck.
Ryan Christopher Tansky.
Mario Tamba Morillo.
Diana Mercedes Tapia Rodriguez.
Gianna Dylan Totani.
Elizabeth S. Tatishev.
Charles Ford Tracy.
Maya Edmi Talander.
Fu Dai Chan.
Chloe Simona Terashenko.
Amalia Matilde Sopela.
Julian Nigel Thomas.
Logan Joseph Tucker.
Adam Patrick Tibbs.
Devin Victoria Tulio.
Ashley Elizabeth Toll.
Maria Amina Vahanvati.
Giselle Catherine Todd.
Margot Van Allen.
Victoria Francesca Tong.
Natalie Rossi Van.
Stephen Patrick Townley.
Gotham Veramachanini.
Anne Chan.
Velasquez Sosa.
Elias Troyer.
Brandon Tyler Venturola.
Melody Ellen Tsutsumi Cruz.
Robert Victor.
Lydia Grace Tucker.
Robert Bradley Vogt.
Eleanor Jordan Timorek.
Darby Waller.
Sasha Stefan Borowski Usher.
Carly Trilby Walther Perino.
Daphne Osiris Valenciano Coronado.
Heather H. Wong.
John Xingqiang Van Hooser.
Melly Wang.
Jessica Vasconcelos Honorato.
Jing Sammy Wang.
Mark Haddad Velasco Gonzalez.
David John Ward.
Albert Veliconia.
Jordan Dalen Washington.
Addison Verreau.
James Edward Wavell IV.
Connor Scott Vogel.
Daniel James Webb.
Tia Lynn Sky Walker.
Peyton Margaret Weiner.
Tia Clara Alfia Womark.
Varun Westcott.
Ashley Morgan Wang.
Cooper Thomas Whalen.
Marina Haixing Bai Wang.
Naomi Kyla Widodo.
Oliver Jason Wang.
Sophie Grace Wiener.
Thomas C. Wang.
Devin Mayakala Wilhelm.
Nicole Elise Ward.
Benjamin Ryan Williams.
Spencer Charles Watson.
Laura Catherine Wilson.
Nicholas M. Weaving.
Elijah Cole Winter.
Sadie Ann Weil.
Tatum Witter.
Tristan Emil Wells.
Madeline Kathleen Wolf.
Mason Matthew Westcamper.
Tanyawan Wongsuri.
CJ Whelan.
Claire Bautzi Shu.
Thomas E. White.
May Shu.
Kennedy Grace Wheely.
Jeffrey Yang.
Claire Wigglesworth.
Paul Yang.
Skylar Wilkins. Sarah Grace Munying Williams.
Amir Talha Yasser.
Luke John George Wilson.
Alexander Ming Yi.
Oliver Sebastian Winters.
Nolan Yi.
Dylan Hudson Witzke.
Chloe Yu.
Alice Wong.
Sarah Lyden Young.
Andrew Shu.
Jessica H. Yu.
Daniel Shu.
Gaia Yoon.
Camille Shuya Yang.
Justin Maturi Zakayo.
Jessica Liu Yang.
Shannon A. Zielman.
Sophia Makeda Yawand Wasson.
Iwei Ivy Zhang.
Carolyn Jessica Yi.
Christina Yi Zhao.
Kathleen Yo.
Alexander Jaloskov.
Angus Yip.
Andrew Zuo.
Helen Young.
Aaron Xie.
Yu Fangzhou.
Cayman Duncan.
Jean Casey Ewan.
Alina D. Seals.
Phoebe Grace Usen.
Nathaniel Gordon.
Isabel H. Zaltz. Alde Zanelli. Zhang Chengguo. Allison Claire Zhuang. Ian Robert Surlow. Rex Jensen. Malik Clyde Tarab. Robert Davis Whittaker.
Congratulations, class of 2025. Take a moment to appreciate how far you have come. 5 years ago, most of you began your college search at the height of the pandemic. You dealt with things no other age cohort had: hybrid classes, virtual interviews, and campus tours. Wondering if you were really about to pick a school for the most formative years of your life based on everything you could find on Google and Reddit threads. Choosing based on vibes, as my 14-year-old would say. Yet at some point in that process, you did choose Dartmouth, because in large part, you knew Dartmouth stood for something, because Dartmouth values were aligned with your own. Now, as you prepare to leave the green, it's worth reflecting on those values, whether it's academic excellence, independence of thought, vigorous and open debate, marked by a community of mutual respect. These values will continue to ground you even as things around you change. You're entering the world in heady times. A few weeks ago, Dartmouth hosted an event that brought together a proud member of the class of 1968, Hank Paulson, Treasury Secretary under Bush, and Jake Sullivan, National Security Advisor under Biden. They spoke about the challenges of this moment in our country, our geopolitics. They had lively dialogue on the issues, not agreeing on everything. Yet they did agree on something they considered essential to leadership, no matter your career path. It had nothing to do with policy or ideology or being an expert in a given field. It was knowing how to distinguish between values and opinions, how to root yourself in the principles that will define you, the values that you can return to for the rest of your life, while having the courage to constantly question and change your opinions, to be open and brave enough to reshape them in the face of new information, good arguments, and hearing different points of view. I cannot think of a better articulation of what Dartmouth has prepared you to do. Other organizations may exist to make money, or serve political causes, or espouse certain points of view. We exist to educate, to teach you how to think, not what to think. To help you become independent voices in the wilderness, in the spirit of our motto, Vox Clementis in Deserto. The world desperately needs this right now. Some of you in your psychology or cognitive science courses have studied Solomon Asch, a pioneer in the field of social psychology. In the 1950s, he conducted a series of experiments that showed how easy it was to quash differences of opinion. He brought groups of college students together to take a simple perceptual test with 2 answers, one right, one wrong. Only everyone in the room was an actor, instructed to say the wrong answer except for one unsuspecting student who went last. 3/4 of those unsuspecting students went along with what they knew were the wrong answer, the one the majority had given. When asked why, they gave the reasons you might expect: a fear of ridicule, peer pressure that led them to doubt their own knowledge. Conformity won. Yet when Ash ran the study differently, if even one other actor dissented first, the real student was far more likely to select the right answer, the one they actually believed to be true. We are in a moment when conformity and groupthink that Ash studied are everywhere. A recent Gallup survey shows we're living through the most polarized time since the Civil War. Every tweet pulls us further into our bubbles, away from the in-person conversations and debate that are necessary to see each other as human beings. And yet for the past several years, you have had the great gift of being in the one place where people still come together to challenge each other, engage in civil debate, create knowledge, and move difficult issues forward. You are at an institution that highlights this vigorous and open debate as a core value. You've been surrounded by diverse perspectives. You have learned from brilliant faculty how to entertain 2 competing ideas at the same time. You have been challenged, your opinions questioned, learned to stand on your own, and in the process, you have grown. Wherever your life and career take you, I urge you to bring those values into the world. It can be challenging, even painful, to engage with someone who questions your deeply held opinion or your purpose. Do so anyway. Take it from me. A few weeks ago, I woke up to a headline in The Atlantic in massive capital letters that read, "The worst job in America." For then, it went on for about 1,000 words to literally describe the job that me and 7 other people have, Ivy League University president. A big thank you to my mom for texting me the article, by the way. It can be difficult, as Sandra said, to live with discomfort, to have the hard conversations and stand up for values while acknowledging your blind spots. Do so anyway. It can be frightening to lead, to stand alone as independent voices when everyone else has chosen the same answer. Do so anyway. Dartmouth has given you these skills and rooted you in these values. As some question our mission and the very idea of higher education, and others, sometimes within higher education itself, forcefully argue that we have nothing to change or improve on, the best way to advocate for what you have experienced here and push our institutions to continue to improve is to put these skills rooted in your values to use every single day. Embrace different perspectives and opinions, but always come back to your values. Seek out knowledge, lean on your classmates, professors, our incredible staff, the same people in your lives who have made this journey possible. And always, always remember, your Dartmouth community and family, driven by our core values, are here for you. Congratulations, class of 2025.
Will the audience please rise, if you are able, and join the heirs in singing of 2 verses of the Alma Mater.
Dear old Dartmouth, give a rouse for the college on the hill, for the lone pine above her, and the loyal ones who love her. Give a rouse with a will, for the sons of old Dartmouth, the daughters of Dartmouth. Though round the girdle older they roam, her spell on them remains. They have the still north in their hearts, the hill winds in their veins, and the granite of New Hampshire in their muscles and their brains, and the granite of New Hampshire in their muscles and their brains. Dear old Dartmouth said a while forth in their soul, the hill winds in their breath, and the granite of New Hampshire is made part of them till death, and the granite of New Hampshire is made part of them till death.
There you go. The audience is requested to be seated while the platform group, faculty, and graduates march out. Thank you all.
And to you.